Welcome to my channel Gauri Namani. Vanshi Vibhushita Karana Vanira Dabhat Pitambara Dharma Bimba Faladharoshthat Purnendu Sundara Mukhadara Vinda Netrat Krishnat Param Kimapi Tattva Maham Na Jane. In this video, I wish to tell about some things which are, as usual, known to everyone, but nobody spells them out. Especially about the expenditure, how to spend money. Here, we are finding reports. Indians go back from Australia, Indians go back from America, and everywhere. The reason is here is not their heavy earnings as compared to the rest of the society there because of their high education and the skill value. They do earn much more than others, but their expenditure there is not at all proportional to their earnings. I saw in Kondapur one builder, that daddy turned builder, son is a software employee in States. He keeps sending money. This guy goes on constructing 5 floors buildings, building after building. So that means the person earning there transfers all his earnings to India and hardly spends any amount there. With the result, anywhere sales is the aspect people are interested in. And when a thing is sold, the local people or the person selling there or wherever it is gets some money, and there is a basic living as well as extra earnings. We work on ships. I worked on ships. When we are seen, though we are very important on the engine side, but we are the expense side. The moment they see us, they say this guy has come to say some bearing has gone, some liner has gone, something like that, and we are not welcome with respect to these aspects. Whereas the deck side is the cargo side, money bringing side. There is all pressure when they are seen or they are being handled with the owners of the relevant countries. Wherever we go, the relevant people, they welcome the deck side because it is the incoming money bringing side. We are the expense side only, but we are essential, but still secondary to that, because we though for the essential things we put our demands, they get the spares, etc., and this is the expense side. So we are not that welcome as the navigation side or the cargo side. Here in Kondapur or Hyderabad, I have seen people, the flats are running, flats, not independent houses, flats running into amounts of 6 crores, 8 crores in the very high rise buildings. The persons uh, investing in those buildings, it means wherever the money is coming from, they're, they're not spending at all, it seems. They spend all their money here. With the result, there is an imbalance, and the local people there, when there are no sales, there is suffering. Sales means money. One of my friends, Duburi Prabhakar, he was a salesman. He used to carry his bag, tie, etc. He used to go. He was working for Balsara, fiberglass division some days. Before that, many other products. And sometimes he would go. So once he was called by a company called Philips. They said, "You are welcome. What is your this fiberglass?" Then he explained fiberglass body jeeps can be used for jeeps, outer shell, and body can be made of fiberglass. Boards are being made. The Philips gentleman, he said, "I didn't know anything about this fiberglass. You are welcome. You have told me about things. I have learnt about things. I give you a lunch coupon. You take your lunch and you can go. Whenever when we for anything we want to use your fiberglass, we will call you again." Sometimes the sales people go with no result coming back. For many visits, you would get some specific, very few results. So same is the case with Australia. People are being asked to go because it is the expenditure part. not the cultural part, are all secondary. Whatever they are earning, they want to transfer the whole money to here. Here the real estate cost rising, and this this whole phenomenon is going disturbing the whole issue. Because once my aunt and myself from Kotipalli to Mukteswaram, it was a boat on River Godavari, and it was a no engine boat. The man would be rowing. He was carrying some 20 people, and the moment we boarded the boat, one man was ordered, "You please go and sit that side and the cross bench." At first, I was shocked why he is dictating. Then I saw that he was balancing the people for even loading of the boat. So then we went and sat according to that person. Similarly, the whole nation is a boat with respect to sales of the real estate and all the major events. Here also, people should do some balance with respect to expenditure. Not only is earning there and totally is transferring the money to India or whichever their place of earning. Here, this imbalance is causing them, and it is not only an imbalance to the extent that local people suffer. Sales means living. When basic living is not there, what would happen? What happens? People suffer. The local people suffer. And similarly, is the case within our country. We say all the Udupi hotels in Bombay, they would transfer their money to the earnings in Bombay, transfer to Udupi. This I had seen there. A similar thing at national level, at international level also it is happening. All this imbalance, expenditure imbalance is causing real estate imbalances, and accordingly the subsequent aspects asking them to go away is a natural consequence. So what we should do is, or people who are go for earning abroad, they should see that some minimal pass mark level expenditure is done there, not transferring all the money to India. So that would equalize some economic aspects of the local people for the local people, and would not cause disturbances to the level asking them to be go back to the country of origin. This is an important aspect with respect to expenditure, because in my case, here also, a local expenditure also, sometimes what happens, we spend, now I am 80, at 76, from 76, I have not been earning anything. I've been dependent on my son's earnings and government pension. And in spite of that, beyond my capacity, I had helped a below poverty line student for studies, for which the Axis Bank had given me the money. I supported her studies, and my defect was I was not careful with respect to calculations. They gave the money. They supported the student. The studies are over, and the student has promised me as soon as she would get employed, she would clear me. But instead of getting employed, she got married to an intercaste marriage, and nothing could be done because it was a not normal, not a normal marriage, and it ended in. I mean, still both sides not joining, becoming normal is the condition going on. It takes time for them. Previously, there was a government incentive for intercaste marriages, and uh, at first she thought she would get that money and clear my dues. But incidentally, government scheme did not come out. And my people said, when you're not careful about uh, seeing the accounts, how your account is being settled with the bank, why are you doing beyond your capacity? I said, see, people, if you are not approached, it is different. I had guided her with reference to career guidance, and after she took the course, I had advised MLT, Medical Lab Technology course. and with the reference to coronavirus, etc. And subsequent demand was very good. So she accepted, she joined the course, she finished the course, and instead of getting employed, she got married. And all my calculations with respect to that part of our, but I took from friends and somehow paid that party, and it went on like that. So sometimes we do go beyond our capacity, not all people, because why I did, I will tell you. I know people who have a very strict policy of the Shakespeare's neither a lender nor a borrower be. I know those people, and here they have my own relations and friends. They have a strict policy that we don't spend on anything anybody else, nor do we ask them from them any money. So this either side, zero side people are also there, but with no fault of theirs. Even in this policy, they never approach anybody for money, nor do they spend any on anybody else, including themselves. But even these people, such people, I found they spend a lot on hospitals. So my decision, in spite of it is being kept beyond my capacity, I did the help to that deserving student, below poverty line student. I said, let me see what happens. So it is going on like this, and I have come to a stage. I am now unable to pay the last dues of this bank, and I am trying elsewhere to cope up, and have requested them to write off if it is possible for them, and it's still the ball is in their court. And third parties also I approached that I did not. My people said you were not following the statements they have sent you on time. It is your fault not to see how it is happening, and you say huge debts are still left. It is your fault. Yes, I admitted my fault. No, I took the loan at the age of 76, 1.30. By EMIs it has come down to 80. Some other for laptops 27 to 19 inch, some 19 sir. So all the amount was below 2.30. They have come down something. So I approached the ombudsman, and it is with them they will give a decision. What I was expenditure. This policy of neither a lender nor a borrower be. There are people who are my own close relations in my near my neighborhood. He was following this policy, and for the last 3 years he has been regularly going to hospital. Once it's a wrong diagnosis, once it's a wrong operation, and the story goes on. With respect to them, I felt my doing this help to a BPL student was not wrong, ethically wrong. The outcome, how it will come, let me see. So with respect to same thing in national wise also, Australia people are being asked. Here also, America people are being asked. As I told you, the father being a builder, becoming a builder and building after building, they're going on constructing. That means the son there doesn't spend any more money there, and they keeps on transferring. Here the dad goes on constructing building after building, the accumulation of one-sided accumulation. So this accumulation of one-sided accumulation has caused an imbalance in society with respect to this. Now they are being openly asked to leave the country. Such things are happening only because of the imbalance, and people should take care to see that wherever they are, they should and spend some money there. Some, if not at not total zero. Total zero means local people will suffer. They don't have any earnings. Sales means earnings for them. Transferring money means loading elsewhere, loading the money elsewhere. This is what is happening. So that situation, if they control that, all the cultural aspects will die down. It is the main economic aspect, and people belly is hit, they react. Not the cultural or secondary. When basic living is hit, people do react and express their anguish in the respect that ask them to quit the nation. And after having been for years together in those countries, for these people to come back or to go back to third place, because I recall very clearly Uganda, Idi Amin asked Indians to go from Uganda. And then those Indians, mostly Gujaratis, they took a decision. India is an already crowded, overloaded nation. We should not go back to India. Though we have the some of they were claiming we have British passport to go. Some will go to England, but that was again a wrong decision. England is hardly a ball-sized nation. Go back to and overload because of British passport being British. That was the wrong decision. And then majority of them decided to go for a less populated country, Canada. That was a good decision, and it took place. This was in Uganda. It happened, and people, majority of them, left for Canada. Canada being a huge nation, it can absorb. Even your states also is huge nation. It can absorb, and that's how. In my days when we passed in '69, Bachelor of Engineering, that time also the fifth floor of the engineers they were asking, and when I went to states by ship, they were asking, we are short of manpower, please jump your ship and stay on. Then I said, very short people are ship staff are short in number. If I jump the ship, they will suffer. The other two will suffer. The 315 ship, Satya Kamal, JK's, JK corporations, Satya Kamal. Then I said, even though they are offering me to stay on, I cannot. It was Duluth on Lake Superior, Minnesota. They were asking us to stay on. There was such a shortage of manpower. They said, slowly it will get built up. And afterwards, I say supposing for some 40 guys were in class, some 4 or 5 used to go to states. But later on, when it comes to my son's batch, he's I came to know if the 40 people are there, all the 40 are going to states. But it being a huge nation, it could absorb. That was my notion, and it could absorb, and it was absorbing till now. But this absorption and this imbalance in expenditure is now leading to a point where the cultural aspects is an outlet. It's not the cause. It's the cause is the expenditure. Imbalance in expenditure and sending all the money earnings to the nation of origin, that is India. This imbalance is causing them to take some other shape, calling them to you go back or Indians go back. All this because when expenditure money wise comes, we used to in the ships. We used the Ratnagiri people are supposed to be very stingy on my there. But later on, I came to Chinese are more stingy, and the rest are all average expenditures. Okay, so these imbalances are by nature. And another thing, this real estate boosting from money transfer. Here it is taking place, already taken place. That should not be taken to the extent that people suffer, local people suffer. So it should be carefully understood, and the subsequent expenditure pattern should see that the expenditure is balanced and to not to the extent of being asked to leave the country. Yesterday at evening, I took a bus from Hyderabad to Visakhapatnam. Night, I saw many places. The bus was leaving the main path, and diversions were being shown, and the bus was accordingly leaving the main path, main road, highway, and coming down, taking a diversion, and again joining. But within a matter of 3 kilometers, I saw two diversions. Such a short distance, these diversions means the road was weak by nature. Such a short distance, two diversions, that means the nature of building, the road was weak, and it is not able to take the load, the current day loads, because the current day heavy trucks are operating, and apart from that, general load on the roads, because of the good roads, traffic is very heavy, and plus the standard of road should be high. Otherwise, it becomes full of potholes. Not to, people cannot drive. So what I mean to say is, if we have too much of now we have surplus cement, We can go for concrete roads. At the outset, it sounds costly, but as compared to this Dama road or asphalt road, but concrete road in the long run it pays itself with the least maintenance. That would be a better proposition, and for the number of cement plants we have, we can go for cement roads, and that is my suggestion in this regard, because there were more the diversion path lengths are so high that they are becoming a part of the main length. With respect to that, we should see that the road standard, if it is needed to be high, if it has to go high standard in the road itself, we should go for concrete cement and concrete roads, not these asphalt ones, and that would be a that can take the any load, and because the current day lorries we see from a distance, they are so heavy and vertically they load to the extent that any small bridges they give way, so they don't permit the lorries to go on small road bridges, and other prospect is they are so heavy the any strong, any weak strong asphalt road will give way and it will create a big pothole. Followed by the bad weather, the rainy weathers, the holes get bigger and bigger, and the road standard goes down to the extent it calls for a rebuilding. So and a diversion from the point to the another point where where the standard had gone down. So cement roads would be a good proposition, concrete roads, and people should take up that this aspect, the roads and buildings. Either Gadkari Saab, and another aspect is the driving, night driving. We used to have the lower half, upper half totally covered in the previous good old days. Later, slowly they removed it. Otherwise, they don't dim the use the dimmer for the opposite coming vehicle. Two bright lights, both of them cross, and both of them suffer through dead spots or dark spots while crossing each other, and they make it a habit. But for this Heller company or some other, they had gone for automatic dimming system. That is why, because people in our country we don't care for any safety rules. They want unless it is compulsory or an automation. This automatic dimmer should be brought into operation, so that once they cross each other, they should become once this automation in dimming the lights, dimmer lights should come into operation, and it seems the proposition is with the concerned minister, but over more than 1.5 years, it's not yet come into the being. So that would be a good proposition to bring automatic dimming for lights, or go back to some upper half being totally black. Second, lower half is sufficient for the road condition to be seen, and this blinding of the both the drivers for dark spots for some time after crossing each other, that would stop, and it would be a safer method on road driving.